Buhari decries dwindling oil prices, calls for sustainable pricing mechanism. Details shortly. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I am Akaninyene Upo. Akwa United Football Club of Uyo took the center stage of Nigeria football Sunday when they shocked Lobi Stars of Makurdi 2-1 to lift the prestigious Federation Cup. Sports correspondent Justice Udosoro, who watched the match live at the Teslim Balogun Stadium, Lagos, says the final had the largest crowd in the history of the Federation Cup in recent years. Justice Udosoro says thousands of Akwa Ibom indigents traveled to Lagos to cheer their darling team, among whom were the governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, the senator representing Akwa Ibom Senatorial District, Chief Godswill Akpabio, members of the state legislature, the executive councils, Akwa United chairman, Akbarawan Seube, and football stakeholders. Akwa United threw Namso Ido in the 36th minute, and Abdul Aziz Awakan gave teaming supporters hope of a first trophy until a late reduction in the tally to bring the scoreline to 2-1. In an interview, some stakeholders, including Edith Mason, CAF FIFA Media Committee member Paul Bassi, and the Akwa United chairman, Akbarawan Seube, expressed happiness at the feat.
We thank God that we got to this point to win. You know, our governor built an excellent stadium in the state. So we are proud that we can represent Nigeria in a continental game so that the stadium will be, useful. So it's a very, very big plus. So we have to congratulate all those that make this happen for Akwa United. It's a big, big plus. And I'm proud to be an Akwa Ibomite.
Let me first of all thank Almighty God for this day. I'm happy to be alive because of this. People even talk about the old Eastern region. 54, Calabar winning the Challenge Cup. Here we are again. This cup is going to Akwa Ibom. For many reasons, I have cause to thank God. Here we are struggling to put delegation. Here we are the week after we are FA Cup winners in Nigeria. I'm proud to be an Akwa Ibom today.
Give glory to God. I give thanks to the government. Also give thanks to my dear wife and family, staff players for listening to me. Despite all the challenges we were facing when we started, I came into a new team, a new place. We didn't understand ourselves, but God saw us through. So I want to thank everybody.
I feel great, I think this is the first time Akwa United coming to the finals. We are all happy, man. I feel great. We have all it takes to be here where we are. It's part of our hard work.
I'm proud to come from Akwa Ibom. Congratulations to Akwa United Football Club. The state governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, will in the afternoon today receive the Federation Cup champion, Akwa United Football Club, at Ibom International Airport as they return to the state from Lagos. A statement by the Commissioner for Youth and Sports, Monday Bonko, has invited all Akwa Ibom persons and residents of the state to come out en masse to receive the team. The statement indicates that the team will undertake a victory walk around the state capital and will end at the Revolving Globe, where they will present the cup to the governor, Udom Emmanuel. Sir Ebon Oko, who attributed the victory to the prayers by Akwa Ibom people and encouragement by the governor, said Akwa Ibom will continue to remain tough in sporting activities. Governor Udom Emmanuel has begun the process of confirming the acting Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State, Justice Stephen Okun, as substantive Chief Judge. To this end, the governor has sent a letter to the House of Assembly seeking the approval and clearance of the House for the appointment. Letter from the governor was read in the floor of the House by the Clerk of the Assembly, Mrs. Mandu Umoren, during Monday's plenary. The Speaker of the House, Elder Nyekan Uko, referred the governor's request to the House Committee on Judiciary, Justice, Human Rights and Public Petitions and directed it to screen Justice Stephen Okun and submit a report to the House in a week.
Just you can say then, the eyes is happy.
The wife of the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Deaconess Martha Udom Emmanuel, has called on Christians to live in love, peace and unity, irrespective of their denominations. Deaconess Martha Emmanuel made the call at Akwa Ibom Church 8th Biennial National Women's Convention held at Samuel Bill Theological College, Abak. The story is here presented.
The governor's wife, who spoke on the theme of the convention, Women of God, prepare to meet thy king, said that virtues such as tolerance, forgiveness, love, support and care for one another must be nurtured if one hopes to make heaven. She noted that as Christians, believers and followers of Christ, we must live by example and admonish all to eschew bitterness and anger and embrace love for one another in order to build the body of Christ.
The house that divided cannot stand. There is no way we can move forward. Because we are preparing to meet with the Lord.
The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Gloria Edet, who spoke on the need for Christians, especially women, to love and live in peace with one another, advised the women to rise above bias and key into the Dakada philosophy of the Governor Udom Emmanuel, saying, "Call for spiritual rebirth." The wife of the Commissioner for Information, Mrs. Maureen Umana, said the theme of the convention was timely, apt, and relevant to the realities and demands of the Christendom. She enumerated virtues such as love, humility, and service to God as ingredients necessary for the preparation to meet our King.
We behave, the things we do every day tells who we are. It tells our character. Are we showing the character of Christ? The Christians of old were called Christians because they behave Christ-like.
Earlier, the national president of the Akwa Ibom Church Women's Fellowship, Deaconess Ida Arakpan, had thanked God for his kindness on the women. She also appreciated Governor Udom Emmanuel and wife, Martha, for the support and love in organizing the convention, praying that God will reward them. Deaconess Ida also acknowledged the efforts of all those who contributed immensely towards the success of the convention and prayed God for their blessings. Similarly, the governor's wife, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel, speaking at the 80th birthday celebration of Elder Okon Frank Ekbo, held at the Akwa Ibom Church, Ikorokoro, called on Christians to show love to one another and lend a helping hand when occasion demands. Mrs. Emmanuel said the celebrant, whom she described as her mentor, has lived a fulfilled and meritorious life and as such deserves to be celebrated while alive, praying that God continue to sustain him.
Few days after the inauguration of quarters for medical staff of the Ibom Specialist Hospital, the hospital is ready to provide highly specialized and advanced level of medicine. Such services to be offered at the Ibom Specialist Hospital are referrals offered by a limited number of healthcare centers outside Nigeria. Oluwarekong visited the hospital and came back with this report.
Initially named the 20th Anniversary Specialist Hospital, the modern Ibom Specialist Hospital, which has 308 beds, is equipped with the latest state-of-the-art facilities that have placed it as the best in Africa and one of the top medical facilities in the world, hence being better positioned to handle referrals for swift interventions. According to the medical director of the Ibom Specialist Hospital, Dr. Yemi Johnson, nurses, medical technicians, doctors, physiotherapists, intervention cardiologists, pediatric and orthopedic specialists are available to work in the various units of the huge hospital.
The announcement here is that the hospital has started. We have started. And as you see behind me, it's a full set of medical staff, seasoned doctors of international repute.
Although all the equipment have been installed and calibrated and ready for use, and the qualified personnel have been recruited, not much is happening yet because the expected referrals to the Ibom Specialist Hospital have not yet been made, according to the Akwa Ibom State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Dominic Ukpong.
Well, what I meant by we have started is because the staff is here, the equipment is here, the work will start. They are all ready to start.
To create awareness that the Ibom Specialist Hospital is ready for full operations, Dr. Yemi Johnson and Dr. Dominic Ukpong said the hospital would begin extensive media campaigns to inform those in need of specialized services provided by the hospital so that work can begin in earnest.
We shall start putting ads in the papers probably in the next day or two, and nobody will be charged a fee to apply for a job. So if anybody is applying for fees, if anybody is suggesting that they should pay before they apply, it is a scam. It is not from this hospital. When they start working and you find good cases coming out, very bad cases getting well, nobody will tell you come here. Now go to the world and tell the world the equipment are there or they are here, they are the best. Then they will know that they should come here.
Equipment installed at the specialist hospital are MRI, 640 slide CT scan, the first in Africa against the 64 slides available in other facilities, digital mammography, also the first in Africa with less radiation, an emergency operation theater with state-of-the-art equipment, and specialized theaters for various surgical interventions.
The CT scan, what's called CAT scan. Now, the best that we have in Nigeria today is 64 slides. This one is 640 slides. It's the highest of its kind in Africa, and it's in Akwa Ibom State.
This is the emergency operation theater. In case if you want to perform any minor procedure,
a lot of facilities are available for the surgeon to be able to quickly intervene.
The Ibom Specialist Hospital will also provide endoscopic surgery, a non-surgical procedure that is used to examine and work on a person's digestive tract. Open heart and transplant surgeries will also be performed by intervention cardiologists, including the medical director, Dr. Yemi Johnson, as well as laparoscopic surgeries by general surgeons using tiny incisions to insert tiny instruments and a camera to view internal organs and repair or remove tissue.
The equipment is new and we already checked them, and we are prepared to treat patients as soon as possible. So we can operate you with single incision.
The hospital also has fully automated laboratories and dialysis units, highly sophisticated intensive care units for adults and children, including newborn babies. Chest x-rays, dental interventions, brain, cervical, spinal, shoulder, abdominal and pelvic CT scans, 2D and 4D ultrasounds, advanced cardio and cardiac interventions are just a few of the numerous services to be provided at the Ibom Specialist Hospital, bringing world-class medical facilities closer to Akwa Ibom people. Oduakeko reporting.
Sophisticated facilities there at the Igom Specialist Hospital. We now take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back. The member representing Okobo State constituency in the State House of Assembly, Princess Felicia Bassi, has commended Akwa Ibom female ambassadors for the cooperation, solidarity, and loyalty shown to the present administration so far, and promised that such will not go unrewarded. Princess Bassi, who was speaking at the reception organized to honor her by the organization, predicted a brighter future for women in the Udom Emmanuel-led government. The lawmaker, who is also the chairman of the House Committee on Women Affairs, Cooperative Development and Social Welfare, advised the women to continue to be steadfast in their loyalty and cooperation with the administration. She expressed the commitment of the administration to create wealth for the people through job creation, empowerment of the women, and industrialization, and promised to remain resolute and committed to the cause of women in the state. Princess Felicia Bassi thanked the women for committing their resources and time to honor her and prayed God to reward them abundantly.
Excited. I lack words to express my mind that in Akwa Ibom State there are women like this. That whatever you want to do, use God as your foundation.
In their separate goodwill messages, the former Commissioner for Science and Technology, Barrister Comfort Eto, the wife of the leader of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Mrs. Ino Dor Kirian, and the speakers of the Akwa Ibom female ambassadors in Uyo, Ikwadekben, and Ekiti zones, thanked God for Princess Felicia Bassi's success at the Election Petitions Tribunal in Abuja. They described the female lawmaker as a commander who enjoys the goodwill of her people, given her generosity, goodwill, and ability to mobilize and integrate the women in the mainstream of the state politics. The women used the occasion to pledge their unwavering loyalty and solidarity to Governor Udom Emmanuel and his wife Martha.
Because nobody come together, but they do send me more. They come about some friends. You know, they can me more. Get me more. So Baba, you for boy, I have said young book. Amen. Because them in the young woman, I don't want to be moved out. No matter what, woman. I won't want. I do. I'm out. Yada. I'm on your mouth.
The 2015 National Congress of Eket People's Union has ended in Ukwo, headquarters of Ukwo local government. The national president of the union, Professor Asindi, said the biennial congress was called to discuss issues confronting Eket people, such as oil spills, the East-West Road, and the use of schools in Eket for trade exhibitions, as well as the unity of the people. Professor Asindi lauded the Dakada philosophy of Governor Udom Emmanuel and urged the people to buy into the concept to tackle their numerous challenges.
We have so far tried our very best to ensure that ethnicity is not relegated and submerged by any of the larger groups around.
The member representing Eket State constituency in the House of Assembly, Mr. David Lawrence, and Dr. Osoro Kwanuso, who represent Esde-Kedibno State constituency, in their separate remarks, spoke of government's determination to revitalize ailing industries and create infrastructural-based projects in Eket Nation.
To what the government of the state is doing, I have had discussion with the present governor of the state, and he promised me that he will, under a very short process of time, take over our farm and ensure that that place is reactivated and put to use
former Nigerian ambassador to Russia, Chief Assam, in a keynote address on the theme Political Expectations and Challenges of Wicked People in Akwa Ibom State and in Nigeria, called on the people to set up a development agenda based on their needs and aspirations to reposition themselves for a viable and respected socio-political entity. Goodwill messages were received from the President of ECOT Development Congress, United States of America, the Prelate Emeritus of World Methodist Council, Dr. Sunday Mbang, Elder Benjamin Udobi of Eden Hotels, and Chibndwese ACN. The Chairman of ECOT Local Government Transition Committee, Frank Achibong, and his counterpart in Esrek in Yabong Namso welcomed the guests to the occasion. The Cross River Development Authority has mapped out strategies to increase agricultural products through irrigation in line with government policy of ensuring food sufficiency. One of such strategies is the execution of a pivot irrigation system at selected sites of the Basin Authority in Akwa Ibom and Cross River State. In Akwa Ibom State, the project is sited at Anyong Nongdem in Ona local government area. In order to ensure effective operation of irrigation system, the management of the authority put together a training program for its operation staff. The managing director of the Cross River Basin Development Authority, Mrs. Etayo, who declared the training open, described its size as critical component of the system to impart proper knowledge on the operation of the facilities in order to avoid damages that may be occasioned by human error. Mrs. Eyo, who commended the contractor Dizengov Nigeria Limited for efforts to complete the installation of the facilities, expressed appreciation to farmers, stakeholders, and the people of Ona for creating a good environment for the contractor to perform. She, however, stood for the protection of the facilities against vandalism and enjoined the operation staff of the Cross River Basin Development Authority to take advantage of the training.
For us in Cross River Basin Development Authority, it is a dream come true and a fulfillment of our great expectations for farmers, stakeholders, and the entire Akwa Ibom State, especially the people of Ona local government area.
After a lecture by the resource person Andrews Colt of Dizengov Nigeria Limited, the Cross River Basin Development Authority Managing Director and her team later took the staff round pump site as well as the tower switch point, where they engaged in practical exercise on the operation and maintenance of the system.
So now we've got water, which is very important. Now we need electricity, right? Switch them. So those are the two main things that we need. Is we need electricity and we need water.
The center pivot irrigation system, which consists of the tower and pump, is meant to irrigate the diverse farming areas of 42 hectares, which increases the farming families. The scheme, established with the sense of improved productivity, will make farming easy and more attractive, as well as encourage the state government in its agricultural activities based on local production. With success recorded at Ona, the Abak local government area project with 62 hectares will also benefit from the scheme.
This is another level, because we've always said and will continue to say that rain-fed agriculture cannot feed Akwa Ibom and Cross River State. We need a modern system of irrigated agriculture where you can grow all those crops that they thought was only alien to the north.
The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Glory Emmanuel, has called on female students of Akwa Ibom extraction to inculcate the spirit of hard work, humility, and the fear of God to ensure a brighter future. At a town hall meeting with representatives of the female students from tertiary institutions across the state, Dr. Glory reminded them of the role in implementing the programs that would promote the development of the women. The commissioner spoke on the need for proper orientation of the younger woman to enable her to grow up as responsible mother, and charged the female students to always respect constituted authorities, engage in meaningful ventures, dress responsibly, and shun cultism. The commissioner, who told the students that Governor Udom Emmanuel and his wife Martha are gender-friendly, charged women in leadership positions to always provide good representations through quality leadership. She lauded the governor's wife, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel, for initiating a moral and attitudinal campaign for the girl child in schools, and advised the students against indulging in examination malpractice and prostitution. The Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Cecilia Inyang, while speaking, advised the female students to always seek God's direction in their daily affairs.
Institution is important, provided you have your good results and you can defend it. And when you don't go to the wall and work and do anything, there is nothing others were able to do that you cannot do.
The Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Cecilia Inyang, while speaking, advised the female students to always seek God's direction in their daily affairs. The Special Advisor to the Governor on Student Matters, Ms. Otobo Wapan, in her remarks, thanked the state government for providing a platform for the students to be properly guided. She identified intelligence, wisdom, and virtuous character as being the beauty of a woman. We, however, apologize for the mix-up in that story. President Muhammadu Buhari decries the dwindling oil fortunes globally